Paul George, Miles Turner, looking like a 7-foot lesbian. Here we go, Indiana Pacers in a lifeless arena on the back end of a back-to-back. Klay was hot early. Monte was on him. You know he loves to light him up. He ran that play about 3 times, and Monte still didn't go over top of the screen. Steph, a different story, though. You see him struggling. Clank. Watch him throw the mouth guard. Reminiscent of the finals. A credit to him, though, he didn't let it affect his defense. You see him here play the passing lanes. And how many times have we seen this play turn into an and one? Doesn't even get the shot up. So some more bad body language from Steph. It's always good to see Monte, but, you know, he looks like he's checked out, honestly. I like this little scene here. For those of you that haven't been to a Golden State game live, Steph does these weird warm-up routines with Ian Clark, bowling, football. They said he even does shot put. You know, he's a creature of habit, and they were suggesting maybe he needs to break his routine to get out of the funk. But, you know, I don't know about that. These guys like to stick to their anchoring and their pregame rituals. With no Paul George, it was left with Jeff Teague. Tell me he don't look like something out of A Bug's Life. JaVale got in the game in the first, and he showed some good patience. They were pointing out he knows who he is. He ain't going to go one-on-one. Steph finds him for the finish. A lot of minutes for JaVale, a lot of good minutes. And Ig is such a reluctant shooter, man. But I think now that he's finally made that decision to just pull the trigger, his shot has gotten much better. Check out JaVale with the early rim run. Gets low position and an easy shot. Again, y'all, I'm bringing you the highlights you don't get on SportsCenter. Now here's a simple play. JaVale boxes out and draws the foul. He actually gets free throws from it. But take a look at Steph and KD here, man. You know what I mean? It's like they're very encouraging and always giving love to JaVale because they know they need him. David West, a little excited to be back in Indiana. Take a look at the truck stick. David West, and that, you know, that's what he brings to the table. Later on in the playoffs, we're going to need that type of stuff. And so we've noted Steph's struggles. Take a look at him. He's trying to slow things down, but those of you that have seen him do this 1,000 times, look how slow it is. It's just not his rhythm as a shooter. Take a look at another one. They always fool him with this revolving door screen. Springs him open. Again, it's a little slow for the normal Steph, but this time it finally drops for him. And Klay was the one that did the most damage in this first half. You know he loves to torch Monte, who was essentially traded because of him. He was getting it done all over the floor. And he's hit some big shots and had some big games in Indiana. And Klay gave us the 20-point lead going into the half. Second half turned to garbage time real quick. Zaza's probably never taken a shot that far out on the court. Taking notes from KD, though. And Jefferson beside himself. The biggest thing to note in the second half really was Klay spraining his thumb on this play, digging in on the ball. And those of you that haven't done that, when you sprain your thumb, you realize how much you take it for granted. And it's something that can linger as a shooter. It happened on his right hand. So we didn't see him play much more in this game, but we need to keep an eye out on that thumb. JaVale with a good defensive sequence here. Stops him and then challenges him at the rim for the 24-second violation. Now, JaVale's timing is really lacking. That's what's keeping him from being a good player. But they're getting more in sync on the high pick and rolls, and it was a good game for JaVale. Confused little fan there. But I was thinking about Iguodala's shooting and his three-point shooting. Remember how Jason Kidd wasn't really a three-point shooter till later in his career when he kind of lost his legs? And I think that may be the same thing for Iguodala. All right, now I'll leave y'all with some Kevon Looney highlights. He had a couple nice blocks in garbage time, showing off his length. And really, the end of the bench outplayed Indiana in garbage time. That was a positive. And it was all smiles and jokes as we rolled in Indiana. Up next, Lakers. I'm out, y'all.